What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how some narcissists don't have an identity of their own. Well, a lot of narcissists, not just some. Stay tuned, like, and subscribe. So yeah, it should be easier for a lot of narcissists to get an identity of our own, but that's the thing. I don't like people knowing too much about me, so I feel like if I do develop a good identity and I feel like somebody knows too much about me, I'll switch it up. I'll change up my personality. I start liking different music. I start picking up different hobbies and things like that, just so people don't know too much about me, because it's like a internalized defense mechanism. So if somebody were to say to me, I can predict everything about you, I know everything about you, that right there to me is it's like a statement of danger to me and how my mind works. So I would take that statement as an attack on me. Just like, you know too much about me. So I would just start switching stuff up. And typically it just comes from being vulnerable, y'all. Like most narcissistic people have a problem with expressing open vulnerability because, we don't want people to know. People can hurt us. They can use our vulnerability against us because guess what we do? A lot of us use your vulnerability against you. So yeah, it would be easier to answer your question, but yeah. So welcome back. If you couldn't read the text on the screen, it says it would be easier to just get an identity of your own. Yeah, yes. Yo, 100,000% agree that it would be easier for narcissists and toxic people alike to get an identity of our own. It would be the easiest thing possible. So I could, I feel like just for me personally, on my own personal journey, it would help bring me a lot of peace. You know what I mean? I feel like I would experience a lot of peace just from possibly having an identity of my own, so I know who I am. So I'm not struggling to change who I am in front of different groups and things like that. So I'm not struggling to be someone I don't think, it would be a lot easier for that to happen in that circumstance and things like that. So, but it's not always that easy. Now, it's true. The woman who left this comment, she puts super good content on TikTok. What's her name on here? Is Red Lipstick Talks. She puts a lot of good content on TikTok, so y'all should follow her. Red Lipstick Talks. But seriously, I don't like people knowing too much about me. I really don't. I don't know if it's a comfort thing, a safety thing, and things like that. We're working on, if you don't know, I've been in therapy for the last 5 years, so we're working on figuring it out. We're working on getting to the point where I understand what is going on with my mindset and why I do the things that I do, what motivates me to do the things that I do, So in those circumstances, I don't know, it's just uncomfortable for people to know too much about me. So if someone were to come up to me and just say, hey, look, I know everything about you, or my significant other, my wife, my partner, my friends, or whoever would say something like that about me, they would just say, hey, look, I know everything. I know a lot about you. I can predict your next move. That right there is just, it affects me. So I would go out of my way. I wouldn't tell them that, but in my mind, I just okay, I'm too vulnerable. I'm too open to things like that. So I need to change my identity. I need to change who I am so I'm not as predictable. I don't need you to know my next move. I don't know my next move. So I don't need you to know my next move. It's just uncomfortable. But we all know genuine, authentic relationships requires a level of vulnerability with each other, which is why a lot of times it doesn't work out with narcissistic people, toxic people, the way that you want it to work out, because you don't have that genuine level of authenticity, of vulnerability and things like that, because they are changing who they are. At the beginning of a lot of relationships with narcissists and toxic people, they will, mirror you. They'll take on some of your identity. They'll start, of course, everybody puts their best foot forward at the beginning of relationships. But typically, like I said before in videos, the narcissist we don't put our best foot forward. It's like we put other people's foot. We have, like I said, it's like a peg leg. It looks like our best foot. It is shaped like our best foot, but it's removable. It's removable. We have long pants. We have pants on the first day. It's hot as hell. Why you got pants on? Oh, no reason. The whole time we're putting our best foot forward, it's a peg leg. It's a fake leg. It's a false leg. What's the movie? I think it was Deuce Bigelow. When no, it was Deuce Bigelow. When he started messing with that girl and her leg popped off, he's like pop, and then one of her legs popped off. That's what it is. That's what it's like when a narcissist puts their best foot forward right there. But seriously, we put we put the best foot forward possible, because we concoct our identity. A lot of us concoct our identity based off of your likes and dislikes, which is why a lot of times I tell people, look, if you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, it's not always going to be about them. The narcissist is not going to make everything about themselves. Like, they're going to ask you a lot of questions as well to get to know you. And they're going to share just minimal information about themselves typically, just to, just so it's back and forth, but it's not equal. You know what I mean? It's not equal back and forth and things like that. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic person, understand, I tell people to take it slow. Take things slow. Y'all, we want to move so fast. You know what I mean? Y'all want to move so fast, but like, you end up, like I said, narcissists mirror you. And we don't, like I said, we don't necessarily have our own identity. So you end up falling in love with yourself. You know what I mean? If we are mirroring you, we are taking on your identity and your personality characteristics and reflecting them back to you. In essence, you fall in love with yourself. You see what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with narcissistic people, that's how the mind works, y'all. Like, if somebody, like I said, go back to earlier, if somebody says that they know too much about me, I'll automatically go on the defensive. Like, that's why if you meet me in real life, I have so many different interests. I listen to so many different types of music. I have a bunch of useless knowledge. You think it's useless knowledge, but to me, it's not useless knowledge. It's knowledge on ice type stuff. I might need to fit into a different group. I might need to change my identity, like my personal, identity later. So I save this stuff for later. Maybe I do like this, maybe I don't. Because I tell people, like, I listen to all kind of different musics. I listen to all kind of different, I'm an independent political wise. I'm an independent. You know what I mean? I have a lot. I'm just movable. I'm movable. You know what I mean? I'm movable. Like I said, and a lot of narcissistic people, you'll see that as well. You'll see their identity change when you're with them. Whenever you're in this dynamic with them, a lot of times you'll see their identity change in front of your face, where they treat you one way at home, and then they go out here and treat everybody else differently. At home, they're this snarky, sarcastic, angry ass person, but in public, they're completely different. In public eye, they're like, they dapping everybody up. Everybody loves this person. They have such a good reputation. But at home, you get the Loch Ness monster. You see what I'm saying? But it happens a lot because we don't have our own identity. I just feel like that's one reason why I don't personally feel like I tell this to people all the time, like, the person you see now is an accumulation of all the personality characteristics and the personality traits that I saw in other people that I was either jealous of or envious of. I was just like, why do you I would get around that person. I would take that characteristic from them. I would mirror them, make that part of my identity, part of my personality, and I probably leave that person alone. I probably cut that person out of my life some way, shape, or form. So I'm not around them to act like them. It's weird when you're acting like somebody that you're in front of. You know what I mean? So I would take those personality characteristics and go be part of another group, but I would bring that person to this group. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's literally how my mind works, y'all. I know I babbled on a lot and things like that, but that's how it works. That's how my mind has been working for the last few years. So yeah, I wish I had my own identity, and that's the goal one day. But to each their own. Everything happens for a reason and whatnot. So I just I like who I am right now. I do like who I am right now because one of my identities is the self-aware narcissist. So we have that right there going for us. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.